Here is a tutorial on how to create an evaluation, rate the employee, and send it to them for signature. So this will be the same process whether you are a department head or a supervisor / evaluator. So the first thing you'll just have to do is find the employee that you are going to evaluate, and you'll simply click on the employee name, whatever list you have. And when you do that, it's going to bring up the option to create the evaluation. Click there. And then it's going to ask you whether you want to create and view, which means you would create it and start rating, or create it and you want to come back to it later. So go ahead for now and click create and view. What it's going to do is generate the actual evaluation. So you will notice on the evaluation here, looks pretty familiar. You have the employee name up here. You have the ratings and the guidance and rules for some of those ratings. Please make sure to review those, because if you are rating an employee with a 3 or a 4, there is signed documentation that has to be referenced. So on the evaluation, you will be able to click and rate the employee at any time. You can provide a comment. And as just to quickly demonstrate, I'm going to move on down the evaluation. Of course, you would be taking your time to rate the employee. And you'll see these are all of the same performance factors that are on the 0088 evaluation form. Now, if you choose a rating that is a 3 or a 4, a red box, the box becomes red, which means that you would need to provide comments about justifying this rating with some signed documentation. And there you go. Once you put those comments in there, it will take away that red warning there. And there are 2 additional factors here. These may be used by a bargaining group that you have on your staff. If not, you can skip those. Those are optional. Now at this point, when you get down to the bottom with the overall valuation rating, you will be able to choose satisfactory. If the employee has 3 or more ratings of a 4, unsatisfactory, it will automatically default to unsatisfactory. At this point, you have a couple options. You can route this to another employee who's maybe in a supervisory role that you would like to review and provide some input. You can watch another video on how to do that. But other than that, you can go ahead and click Save Changes. And when you do that, it's now going to bring up the option again if you want to route, but at this time you want to save the finalized draft because you want to send it to the employee. So click Save Finalized Draft, and it's going to let you know that depending on the process in your department or school, you may at this time share the evaluation with the employee so that they can view, or you may just want to exit and come back later because you're going to have a Google Meet with the employee and you want to share it with them at that time. So in this case, let's say that we've already had a Google Meet and we have already discussed the evaluation with the employee so that they are aware. And at this point, I have options at the bottom here, and one of those is to share the evaluation with the employee. There is also an option here to assign it to a witness, and that would be if the employee was not going to sign and you needed a witness to witness that. But in this case, I'm ready to send it to the employee, so I will click there. And it's going to let me know that when I click the share button, it is going to send an email with a link to the employee granting them access to view the evaluation. Up to this point, they have not had any access to view it, so this will give them their access to view on their device. So I'm going to go ahead and click share. Now the evaluation has been shared with the employee in this case. And now, if I go back to the home page and I look at my list of employees. I'm going to go back down to this employee, and you can see for this employee there is a signature now that is required.